With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at marines.com.
Good evening, good night, good morning, guten tag, whatever you want to say, since it's been forever since we've done this. I blame Austin because he's always been busy. And I also blame myself. Bro. It's okay. It's okay.
It's a joint.
Don't get on defense. It's a joint thing. We don't hold each other accountable, okay? As Austin turns off his camera and he comes back on.
I'm back, baby.
We're back. I mean, as long as the Mavs are playing, the Stars are playing, we're still going to be here. And so, yeah, guys, welcome to Austin Ollie, a sports podcast presented to you by Belly Up Sports still, of course. And, yeah, just a little quick reaction video. I mean, the game just ended. It's currently 11:45 p.m. So we're grinding. Thanks ESPN and NBA for giving us some terrible times, especially
the West Coast time. The West Coast times are horrible, dude. It makes it impossible to do this. Yeah,
they hate us regardless. So I mean, like, there's nothing that they're gonna help us with. So I mean, I don't know. There's nothing to say. But go ahead and plug the socials for us, Austin. Let us know where they can see us, hear us, like us, comment, subscribe.
Obviously, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure you give us a little review, a little 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That'd be nice. Instagram, we're at Austin_and_Ollie. Twitter, we are also at Austin_and_Ollie. And then TikTok, we are at Austin and Ollie, all one word. Our socials, yours and mine, will be in the show notes as well as Belly Up Sports. So make sure you go check us out and rock with us on that. But in the meantime, you ready to quickly get into it? I know it's late. That way we don't gotta be up too much longer.
Yeah. Go ahead and just tell me what you saw. I mean, the game just ended, so.
Yeah, game just ended. Obviously, Mavs win. Mavs win 119-110, even the series up. Kind of first thoughts was you can kind of tell that Luka's still a little bit banged up, I feel like.
Yeah.
But he was still definitely pushing through. I think overall it was a much better performance team-wide from today versus game one. I think game one, it was just really sloppy. Number one, I think there was a ton of turnovers in the first game. I don't remember exactly what it was numbers-wise, but I thought that was a big deal. And then the second thing that was a big deal was just the fouls. I know after game one, Kyrie kind of made he had made like a comment basically saying like, you know, this isn't officiating. This was officiating more like a regular season game versus like what they would expect a playoff game to be officiated. Which is obviously, I think it was true. I mean, it felt like SGA kind of got to the line a ton, just in foul baiting, and it kind of worked. Whereas like this game overall, I think was kind of more or less officiated like you would expect a playoff game to be officiated, which is nice. We turned the ball over 10 times, which was 21 versus 15 in game one. Yeah. They shot the Thunder shot, what was that? 17 free throws versus 28 free throws in game one. So it's just, a massive swing, which obviously changes the game. It kind of allows, I know Kyrie kind of mentioned the fact of, you know, the Mavs just weren't able to get into the flow, to the rhythm of the game, because they felt like they were shooting so many free throws and they were just kind of sitting there. So that was a big thing. I think that they really didn't have a ton. I think they only shot 6 free throws in the first half. So if I'm correct, which was allowed the team to kind of get into it. I know Luka started off crazy hot, and they looked good. I think on defense, the rotations were nice. We had some guys step up that were, massive. Start off with, I guess I'll start with PJ. Ended up with 29 points, 11 boards, and 4 assists, and then also 2 steals and a block, +9 on the night in 39 minutes, almost 40 minutes. He fouled out, which sucks, but ultimately it doesn't matter, man. He was 7 of 11 from 3, just absolutely just lights out. shooting well, playing good defense, and that was a massive thing because, Kyrie personally like didn't have a really good offensive game. I think he only had 9 points. He had 11 assists, which is nice, but
Yeah, I think it tied
just
a career high for him in playoffs, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool. Just sucks, that he wasn't like super involved in the offensive game.
Yeah. I mean,
But
he only shot the rock 6 times,
yeah, so it's
and he's two for
not
eight. Yeah.
yeah, so not super super, devastating. Obviously, we got the win. He'll come alive when we need him most.
Hmm.
I mean, but when you have 29 coming from PJ, Luca had 29, and then I'll claim him today. But my boy Tim Hardaway was,
Oh, that's your boy,
lights out.
right? That boy
I
Timmy.
think he had what 10 straight points at one point, 12 straight points.
Oh, he was going crazy. Dude, he was plus
He went,
15 for the night.
yeah, he was going bananas. 17
Behind
points.
Hardaway, behind Derek Lively. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 points plus 15 on the night was 2 of 4 from three, 3 of 4 from the line. Had a 3-point play, I think, at one point.
Yeah, and he missed
Or a
the free
4-point
throw, I
play at
think,
one. He missed
anyways.
the free
Yeah.
throw, yeah, but I mean, he was just going absolutely insane. I think that was the fourth quarter, the end of the third, somewhere in that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I think it was because I know that the Thunder they'd gotten it closer, they tied it up, and then all
They
of a
took the lead
sudden
at
Tim
some
Hardaway
point.
they took the lead, and then Luca comes off the court, and then all of a sudden Tim Hardaway
That's
just
when
goes
Timmy turned
absolutely
up, and
nuts.
Luca
Yeah,
was able. They were able to afford to have Luca sit on the bench for so long,
which
which is good
which
for
I feel
him.
like was
Yeah.
super super important. So in general, yeah, that was kind of the big takeaways. It's just I think it's kind of an annoying series. I think the Thunder, just the way I don't want to say that they're like I don't dislike them in general, but they're just like foul bait, and SGA is
Yeah.
kind of like the biggest one at doing that, and then it kind of
Hmm.
goes, I mean, through the rest of the team.
Yeah. I agree. And you see other guys. I mean, like Chet. I mean, he goes 33-20, and the next person points wise is 11, which is Chet. You've
Yeah.
been able to maintain him for a little bit. He is a problem on the offensive board side and defending as well. I mean, he got a couple
Yeah, I
blocks
mean,
today.
defense at the rim, he's a problem. At the
No,
rim, he is a
definitely.
problem.
Yeah, definitely. But then you got guys I know J Dubs is he's a good player, but the way I just saw him explosive. Again, I'll call me a casual. I know my Mavericks guys, but not really much of other players. But I knew he was good. But this presence of him shooting the three ball and him in the paint was just insane to me. I was like,
Yeah.
is this really why he plays? There's just no way.
Yeah, I think that in general, the series so far and astutely watching the games has kind of forced me to, I don't want to say appreciate the Thunder's game more, but I do, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah.
I think I was pretty confident coming into the series that it was going to be Mavs in 5, Mavs in 6.
Yeah.
But no, the Thunder is they're a scrappy team. They're young. They got a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
Defensive
I mean,
defensively, they're a
yeah.
problem. They are a
Hmm.
problem defensively.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that they have the top. I think Shea is probably the third best player in this series behind Kyrie and Luka. I don't know. It's hard to say that because he was just number two
No, I
in
mean,
MVP
yeah, I
voting.
think so
But
easily. Yeah.
but I don't know. And I think that just ultimately the pieces they have around him, Lou Dort is just I think he's Pat Bev, but in his prime athletically and actually a really good athlete and can shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
I mean J Dub I mean obviously right, you just kind of mentioned him. J Dub is a problem.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Chet isn't a big guy when it comes to mass, but he's giving Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively just
A really
serious
tough time.
problems. Yeah, serious problems at the rim. And it feels like it was a kind of a constant presence in game one because I mean, Luca was able to get Daniel Gafford a wide open look through the middle of their little zone, and then as soon as he gets the ball right at the rim, they just collapse on him, right? And
Hmm.
so in game one, he ends up shooting 5 of 12. Tonight he was 4 of 6, so a little bit better, but I mean, still in general, they're just giving him a lot of problems. And then Derek Lively, I mean, Derek Lively shot 1 of 7 tonight. So our centers, we were what, 5 of 13 from the field, and those are guys that both shot over 70% in the regular season. So
Yeah.
those are kind of two guys that they're gonna have to figure something out because I think they're getting a ton of looks that are good, high positive, positive chance looks. It's just they're not converting them. And I would hate to get to a game 6, a game 7 where you're gonna need, you know, Derek Lively to go 5 of 7 and Daniel Gafford to go, 5 of 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just not coming. And then you have like Daniel Gafford shooting, 55% from the free throw line, or
Yeah, that doesn't
it just doesn't help, man. And so you got to do something. I think rebounding the ball, they're doing great. I mean, I don't know. I say that, and Derek Lively only had 4, and Daniel Gafford only had 7.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we outboarded them as a team.
yeah,
They beat us on the defensive rebounds by 1. We had 12 offensive rebounds, so they're 8. But it should have been, from the get-go, for the beginning of the series, they wanted us to be, they thought that we were going to be able to destroy the paint against them, which, we
yeah,
should have. We did a lot better job today, but there was a couple times where you saw that OKC was able to out-hustle, outboard these guys, and you're just like, you got guys like PJ Washington on the other side of the ball, and then Gafford and Lively, there's no excuse for it, and it happened in the first game, but they picked it up a little bit in the second game. But yeah, and then points on the board too. They're not a team like that, but they were just like they were cooking the fuck out of us the first game. In the
yeah,
points, in the
it
paint.
was gross.
And then you win this game with you win the game by the 3-ball, of course.
Yeah, I think
you
what we shot
18 of 37. You shot 48% from behind the arc today.
Yeah,
compared to their 33.
Which isn't sustainable. I don't think. I don't know.
No,
The
definitely not.
Mavs are such a streaky team because we could have Tim Hardaway. This could be his 3-game run where he goes, 17, 18, 25, and we get that 3-game run, and we don't know, but like PJ hasn't been shooting 64%.
He started off 4 for 4, I think.
Yeah, and then he finished 7 of 11. Like he hasn't started off. He hasn't shot the ball that well. Luka is 5 of 8, and we know what kind of slump he's been in from 3.
Yeah.
Josh Green's not a shooter, and that man was 3 of 5 and had 11 points tonight. Like,
same thing.
Just stuff like that.
There's spurts of Josh Green during the regular season where his spot was the corner 3, and obviously the injury happened. That took him a while to get back in, and then obviously everyone healthy. He was in he was barely part of the rotation a little bit because it was Kleba, but now with Maxey missing out for probably the rest of the postseason, he's the next guy. And then that's why Tim Hardaway comes in. And then I know the season that Tim Hardaway's been having, obviously not what he wanted. And, towards the end of the season, it was just really, really bad. The injury doesn't help. He was frustrated with himself. And then now he's trying to go back out there and win back his minutes from Jason Kidd. Him and Josh Green are, defensively, they look like, they're working hard. They're running up and down the court, getting the ball, getting boards, fighting,
and I think that's what you want out of guys like, really, like, Josh Green is kind of something that you want. Like, he's a great guy to do that. He's athletic, he can move, and then, like, you get him a corner 3, he at least can take a decent enough look at it that you're going to be like, okay, like, I'm okay with him taking that shot, 4 times a game at most.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But, just overall, you look at it, if you want to nitpick, you won by 9, cool. You won the game. Obviously, massive. You won a road game. You split. That's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Can't afford to go down 0-2, and you're asking for a lot to go 2-0, so you split the series.
Yep.
It was going to be tough the first game. OKC at home, playoff series at home, obviously, and then they had a whole.
And it's a great atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere. Yeah, it's a great atmosphere.
I was kind of hating on it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I was just like, nah, like no way in hell people in OKC are getting lit for this. But then if you think about it, they really don't have any other teams.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
They have. No, right? They don't have any other professional team, right?
Mm-mm. They have, just like the OU and OSU, they're really like the big things there.
Yeah, and then what really killed me last game was someone like in those OKC T-shirts they give out for like being at the game, and some guy's like cheering, and he's wearing a Texas Ranger hat. And like it makes sense. Like if you're from Oklahoma, you're most likely a Ranger fan.
It's Rangers Kansas, or Cardinals, right? Or Cardinals. One of the
really?
3.
The Cardinals?
Yeah, I think that kind of stretch. It's in Missouri, which is right next to.
Oh, Kansas City, isn't Kansas?
Yeah, right next. Yeah, Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. St. Louis is like 3 hours to the east of Kansas.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's either or. Because I saw that and that kind of killed me. I was like, dude. How are you even like?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, and like I said, they had a week to be able to prepare for either the Clippers or the Mavericks. So, just game plan wise and just like everything like that. Obviously, they had the advantage of that. Luka being on one leg, and then that whole injury thing happened with who was it that hit that 3 and like tripped him? Was it Dort?
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort. People are looking at it like Luka started off that game like 2 of like or like 3 or 5 or something like that. So he was shooting good. And then once after that happened is when his slump happened, and he just looked absolutely terrible.
It's
He
disgusting.
has yet to look in the same. And I mean, defensively, I mean, he's not known for being that defensive presence.
Yeah.
But obviously, we've seen it to where like he can try. But obviously, on one knee, I think he's preserving that energy or effort on his knee, where he's like, I'm going to use this for offense, not defense. And you see him get blown by easily with anything. It's pretty bad.
It sucks, and it's like I kind of understand it though, because like if he's playing it, let's call it 75% right now, which is probably I think what he's at. He just like he's got to pick and choose, and ultimately he's kind of got to bear the load offensively right now, especially when Kyrie has 9 points or something like that. So like he's kind of got to do it. But I will say from a defensive side, like he had 3 steals tonight. He had 1 block, which is massive. If you want to look at the hustle stats, he had 4 contested shots and 3 deflections. So he's putting in work. He's just not what he was, I guess, against the Clippers when he was like not taking pride in it, but he was a focal point of the defense, I think.
Yeah, I think after you saw that first game happen, where everyone was kind of cooking him and like, he had a really good first game defensively, and after that he kind of got exposed, and then he got back to his defensive ways. But I mean, you can tell that he's bothering him. I mean, he even said it like, if this was a regular season game, I'm not playing. I'll save myself for that. But I mean, he turned it up today offensively. I mean, he got it from the get-go. He got 16 points in the first quarter. I think he took that personally with, just the whole MVP thing.
Yeah.
I guess not that personal. He was getting out there getting gold ranked on whatever game he plays. So clearly didn't care that much. And then I'm sure he got the whole buzz, and he just kind of was beating himself up for it, for not being to be that playoff monster you've been able to see him the last couple of seasons.
Yeah. And I think it was nice to see him kind of turn it on tonight. And I don't know. I think that Kyrie still has a game in him that's coming.
Oh yeah,
that
for sure.
That just wasn't there tonight, and I don't know. It's so weird. I feel like they almost aren't like.
Drawing
I don't want to say they're they're not. I don't want to say they're deliberately not getting him involved, but like he just hasn't found the ball and hasn't found the shot early on in games. But
yeah,
maybe that's not what we need at the time.
And I don't know if it's more so of like a him thing, where maybe because Luka, regardless if he's having a shitty night, we saw it.
He's still gonna pull. He's still gonna
shoot it. He was one for what last game for behind the arc? Like 1 for 11?
He was one of 8.
1 of 8. Like he's gonna keep going. But I mean, you see Kyrie today. I mean, he missed a couple of shots, but it wasn't anything like, like we're like, dang, Kyrie, like why are you still shooting? He hit 2 threes. He missed those. He missed a couple jumpers. I don't know if maybe he's able to recognize that and just go, okay, like I'm not there right now, but I can see that PJ's hitting his shots. And that leads to the 11 assists, right?
Yeah, and I think that you're right. And I think that he's kind of a smart enough player in regards to playing in big moments. I mean, he's 32, and I mean, PJ's what 25, 26, Daniel Gafford's 25, 26, Luka's 25. Josh Green is 23, Derek Lively's 20. So I mean, just so much youth still. And you want to talk about the youth of Oklahoma City. Like the Mavs aren't an old team either.
Yeah.
I think that Shea is older than Luka and has been in the league. They were in the same draft class. Like, so just, I don't know, just the Mavs don't get the appreciation of how young they are as a team.
Oh no. I mean, they're not going to get kudos for anything. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense with the media. I don't know. It feels like there is a media narrative.
I don't get what the Mavericks did to anyone.
And I don't know. I think that it may be because like Luka, I don't want to say, I don't know. Maybe Luka's not like the prototypical guy that you want to root for. Like he kind of is a complainer when it comes to the refs. Like he's got a bad rap with that. He's not American. I don't know. Oh, Shea is an American, but he's not from here. I don't know. He just, it isn't super personable in regards to like a marketing, he's not on a commercial or anything like that. He's not really a marketable
player.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's that, but it's just for whatever reason, man, like the media just hates Luka. So I don't know, but
yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of good good things to take away from here. And also, I mean, like you said, I mean, we can't really rely on the 3-ball like that. But I think we did a good job, as in, like, we saw it was hitting early on. And what kind of pissed me off that we started off 5 for 5 from beyond the arc, and we were only up by like 3 points, 4 points, and I was like, "Why is this the case?"
It just feels like, I mean, the Thunder, like, they'll get hot in spurts. Like, they shoot the three well. Lou Dort was really 2 of 4 from 3.
Yeah.
J-Dub was 2 of 4. Shea had 30 something.
Yeah, so he averaged like 20 points during the regular season, which is like pretty damn good. Obviously, as a second guy, third guy. And he's averaging 20 again in playoffs. And he shoots 40% behind the arc.
Yeah, which is,
he doesn't shoot a lot,
impressive.
But when he does, he's going to be like 2 for 4, 2 for 5.
And he's a good defensive player. I think his defensive rating this year was 109 points per 100 possessions when he was on the court, which is really good. Yeah, man, it's tough. And like Chet, just like no pause, like no Diddy. Like Chet is just a long guy. Like he's just long like that, you know.
It's time to go to sleep, Austin.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
where is he heading with this?
Yeah. I mean, Chet's like, and he'll hit a 3. I want to say in game 1, Chet was 2 of 5 from 3, I think. So with 19 points, like, and he's just a matchup problem because you have Daniel Gafford out there like on skates, trying to
center, like the way that he plays the 5 should not be playing like that.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
No one, like, how do you defend that? Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's kind of all I have takeaway wise from game 2. Do you have anything else? And we can take a quick break and then we can come back and talk about game 3 coming up.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. I mean, when I saw PJ Washington, the foul out, and then just like him having 29, I know he had a good night, but
yeah,
I guess for me it was a really quiet 29. That he had that really hot start, and once they said, "Oh, like PJ has 29," I was like, "He has 29 points."
I didn't realize that he had 7 threes.
Yeah, that too. Like, I know he started off hot, and then they said 7 of 11.
It just felt like he...
Yeah.
It did feel like he did just kind of like just would every 10 possessions, every something like that, he would just hit a corner 3. Like, he would be there wide open. And
go in the paint too, get a couple of just like his floaters. He loves those floaters if you've seen it. That's really what he goes for in the paint.
Yep.
I mean... Yeah, and then like you go again like
29, 11 boards.
Yeah, and then you have Kyrie. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. hit a couple of threes early in the game. He was really good today. Pretty good defensively. I mean, he's 3 for 12, but I mean, he had some big shots, hit his free throws. Defensively, offensively, and then again, like Kyrie only scoring 9 points for you, and you win a playoff game by 9 points on the road. That's a good takeaway to have.
Yeah. I will take it.
You just better hope that, I mean, when it comes off to, like, Luka's somewhat on, we say Luka's like an average 9 when he scores 29 points in a playoff game, almost triple-double, 29 and 10. And you got guys, like you said, like, I mean, Kyrie, 9 points, but then you have P.J. Washington, Tim Hardaway somehow just turn the fuck up. And, like, I mean, I was yelling at Timmy on the screen last game because he came in, chunks up a 3, misses, gets the board, gets back out to him, doesn't hesitate. Right back at it and misses. So I was fuming. But then he like hits that one and I was like, okay. Got like a lucky roll on another one. I was like, okay. And then he gets that and one behind the arc, and then he gets that one where he I think he shoots it, tips it up, and then there's like a second left on the board. He gets it on the corner, takes the dribble, shoots it,
and just
boom,
shoot and cash. Yeah.
So it's just nice to know that obviously like I use this like as in my view, in my personal preference, like, or personal appearance. It's like when I play golf, when I hit a good shot, it's like, okay, I know I'm capable of it.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel nice. So I think that's how Tim Hardaway's kind of thinking of it. Like, he sees a 3 going, he goes, I know I'm capable of this. Okay.
Yeah. So
and like, I know you're capable of scoring 17, 15 points. I mean, I'm not even asking for that many.
I mean, I think he averaged 18 points. I think he averaged 18 points this season. Like, he is an 18 point per game scorer when he wants to be.
That's what he averaged this year?
I think so. It was like 18 or 15. It was somewhere up there.
I think it was around like 15. He was 14. He was 14.
Oh, okay. It was
14
for
the regular season. And then, so like, I mean, I take it was 18 at one point. I'm taking
it was 18. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
100%. But well, cool, man. Well, yeah, let's take a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our sponsors, and then we will be right back.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
And thank you so much to our amazing sponsors. It's great to have the support of somebody like that, as well as somebody like Belly Up Media. So yeah, looking ahead, obviously series is now tied 1-1, going back to Dallas on Saturday. So we got a nice little 3:30 game on Saturday.
Oh damn! I'll be
On
like
a scale,
I'll catch it.
yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10. Oh no, it's at 2:30. That's 3:30 Eastern.
2:30, yeah.
2:30 Eastern. Yeah, 2:30 Eastern. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in regards to the Mavs' chances in the remainder of the season or the series?
Dang, you
After
said
two
it's on
games.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
So then get an extra day, I'm assuming.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so they play Saturday, Monday, Wednesday.
Damn, so they're not getting any days?
No, it's because they have to catch up with the
I was gonna say because
Nuggets.
Minnesota and them got an extra day.
Yeah, yeah. So this series just started late,
Yeah.
and I want to say that they had already Minnesota and
Yeah, they had
Denver
already
had
played their
played.
one game.
They had
Yeah.
played 2 games before we had played our first game or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, our lines already opened up. We got 3.5 favored to the Mavs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of how it's been like flirting around. I mean at OKC it was 4.5, and then today it was up to like 5.5 or 5 at least, and it closed at 4.5, I believe. So it looks like home court's really just like a three ball away is basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
So damn, I was really thinking for some reason. I mean I knew the game was Saturday, but I was hoping that extra day could really help Luka out.
Yeah, and
But it looks
the
like
bad
he
thing
just
is
gets
we're not
rest on
getting.
the
We're playing
day,
every other
and,
day.
Yeah,
We're playing
I mean,
every other day at this point.
if everyone can stay healthy, it seems like Gafford somehow always finds a way to get banged up one game every single
Yeah,
time.
it's like his
it's
hand.
something.
His hand is always like
It was his hand this time. He literally immediately goes to the bench, like to the locker room, comes back. I
Yeah.
don't know what to spray on him. Maybe like magic spray. I don't know.
who knows?
Sometimes, I mean, last series was his back. Then is like it's always something with him. So if he just matches down the court, and I'm still like, it took a while for the first series for our centers to really be present
Yeah.
in the offensive game and even defensive game. So I don't know why it takes them just a little bit more, and it looked like coming back home really helped them out last series. So maybe it's just a road thing. Maybe in the next pod I can try to get their road and home splits, and we can kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like I don't know if that's the same thing for you, but I just feel like they somehow perform just a lot better when they're at home, center-wise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a really big threat. I mean, for Luka, Kyrie, anyone. I mean, you saw the lob threats today with just anyone with Derrick Jones Jr., PJ, or anyone that was there. So, it just depends on how. I think it's really based off your centers. I mean, we kind of sat there, complained about it for a while for seeing Dwight Powell playing there, and you finally have 2 really competent centers on your team, and they seem to just take a while for them to finally get going.
Yeah. Looking at it quickly on the road and against at least LA, Daniel Gafford had 3 points, 0 points, and 8 points. But like you said, after that game 2, he kind of improved dramatically from having.
Yeah, he
Like,
was
he
having a
went-
stinker,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
First couple
he
games, like
improved.
Zubac was just having a field day with him.
Yeah, he was eating them up.
Yeah.
And then let's look at Lively.
But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a lot of what's gonna help you in this game.
Yeah, I think.
And just, I mean, hopefully that. I mean, it's not even that you're playing terrible defense. I mean, they're just hitting they're just move the ball out. They're young. They move the ball up pretty quickly. OKC. I mean, you see them. They move the ball up
Yeah,
quick.
they push the pace.
Yeah, they push the pace, and even then, like, I mean, the Mavs push it up a lot more than they used to. But even then, still not fast enough compared to everyone else how they do it now in the NBA.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that ultimately it's going to kind of rely on, to me, health, and I think how Luka feels. I know, like I want to say at the beginning of the game, he like face planted, hit his face directly on the court.
Yeah, that was just welcome to game 2. I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
now it's gonna be this.
yeah, and then he was also like stepped on like on his ankle or his Achilles and like pulled up like just like hopping on one leg at
When
one
I saw that, I was
point.
like, nah, he's good. I was like, he's good.
Uh, and then that was I think immediately the next possession he dribbles up the court and just drills a dagger three.
Yeah.
And then like DJJ was kind of a little banged up. Obviously, Gafford's a little banged up. So I
Yeah.
don't know, man. If they can stay healthy, I'll feel a little bit better. But I think realistically, if the Mavs can shoot, maybe 48% from the field and just over 40% from three, I think that they have a good shot at winning the game. Being at home, it would be really nice to take both of these games,
Oh, I mean, yeah.
but you can't really count on it. But it's a close series, man. I think OKC is a good team. They, provide a lot of challenge defensively, and it's gonna be a dogfight. It is gonna be a dogfight. I still think Mavs have a good shot to win this in 6, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie. If you would ask me after the first game, I would have felt really like
I
just
felt
like
bad
damn,
after
like
the first
we, I
game.
mean, we got blown out the water. I mean,
Yeah,
they were everything, and
we
then
didn't look
like I mean,
good.
it was even everyone, just casual fans watching the game. Like I was seeing memes about it all the time. It's like, oh, like is there something wrong with my TV? Like every time I tune into the Mavs game, like this is what I'm watching, and it's Shea at the free throw line.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really what it was, and it does ruin the game.
It sucks. It
It
makes it
ruins
no
the game a
fun.
lot. I mean, he gets the whistles on, and there's like a couple of plays where Luka's literally getting the contact and then just like, yeah,
It just felt like I think even this game, it was overall officiated, I think more fair and better and
yeah,
more like a playoff game, more physical. But it still felt like the Mavs were just getting absolutely just mugged during during I guess their like during while they were in the paint. Sorry, I just went blank. It is late.
yeah,
Like while they were in the paint, I remember specifically one possession, the Mavs were just like they kept having putbacks and they were just getting absolutely just like handled all over. End up missing the shot. Shea dribbles up the court, takes like leans in, jumps back, takes a foul, and then he's just on the free throw line shooting free throws. So it's annoying, but I think ultimately it is what it is, man. Like, what are you gonna do at
yeah,
this
even
point?
better. And
So
like, it's annoying to see. I mean, you saw with Kyrie again, just going back to that. He even says it like, you can't get into the rhythm of game. Like it's going, stopping, going, stop, stop. Like
yep,
just, I mean, like I said again today was a way better officiated game. You were able to see a lot more runs between teams and just like constant, just good basketball and like physicality. I mean, it's gonna happen.
yeah,
And I think that like, from the get go, we kind of did see like the refs kind of were swallowing their whistle a little bit at the beginning of
yeah,
the first quarter. Then
good,
after that, fouls gonna have to happen. But I mean, I even see the foul that PJ Washington got fouled out on was kind of weak. He was just really
yep,
under the paint, and then Chet kind of bumped into him, and then that was it. I mean, we also challenged one that we got back. There's a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, it kind of comes down to obviously how the officiating is going to be going, because how do you expect to play a playoff game and not be physical? And that was the one thing I would hate for the Mavericks to do, was to come out and be, you know what, let's not get shaded to the line, but we have to like be cautious of what we're
yeah,
doing. Like that
yeah.
ruins your game and makes you look
I think
soft,
it
and they
was.
still get
I think
shots.
they were. I definitely think that they were more cognizant about it,
Mm-hmm.
about being careful about contesting the last shot. Which I definitely felt like I noticed, but ultimately I think that they did a better job of still being aggressive while not taking it over the edge. So,
Yeah. So I like that. And then, I mean, role players, it's always going to be role players. I mean, your star guys are going to be star guys.
hmm
We know how Kyrie comes out to be. But he still, I mean, he looks good on the assist sheet. I mean, if he
yep,
does 10, 11 plus assists and is averaging like 10 to 15 points a night, I'm taking that because it means that someone else is getting the points that he would be getting. So just like that, but we know this is not what Kyrie's going to be about. You know that he's going to be electric, especially at home. So not too worried about it now. It's a sigh of relief that you win that game. It just worries me because your biggest lead was what? It was 14 at the beginning of the game.
yeah,
And OKC coach decides to not take a timeout after the Mavs hot start. I'm just like, what the hell is he doing? keep going, then bring it down to like within like 6 or 5, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So you led the game 43 minutes out of the 45 or 46, whatever you play, or 48. I don't know, whatever.
48, yeah.
Yeah, and you led for all that time, and it's still you were grinding to break that lead apart.
Because the entire game was a grind.
They're finding ways to still be in the damn game, which is like, it's fun, but also just like, damn.
It's a nerve-wracking game.
Never felt that you were comfortable in that game. I was never comfortable in that game. Even with like a minute 30 left and you were up by 11, still wasn't comfortable. I was like, no, like, and then they were kind of missing a couple shots. And I think first game, I mean, they shot out of their minds again. And it felt like just kind of the Clipper series again. Like, I just knew that they weren't going to shoot that well again.
Yep. No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, I think that we'll probably be back for a game 4 reaction.
That is Monday night?
Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah.
So what do you think game 3 and game 4? What is your script?
I don't know. I just feel like the boring answer is it's going to be 2-2 or 3-3.
It's 2-2. Yeah.
The boring answer is 2-2.
Yeah. I could see everything. I see there's a chance where we go 0-2. I see there's a chance where we go 2-2, and I see 2-0, and I see there's a chance where we go 1 and done.
That'd be insane if we go up 3-1, like coming back to the pod. The safe answer is 2-2. I don't think they sweep us at home. There's just no way.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I don't think so either.
And I hate that I'm thinking that way because that means like
there's a good chance. I'm gonna say I think the Mavs win both. I think that they win both. But they lose game 5 and then they close it here, game 6.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's what I'm thinking. I think I think the Mavs just play better at home anyway. Oklahoma City, I think, is a pretty good home team. So it's a little bit harder for them to go on the road. So hopefully that's ideal. We come back and it's 3-1 and the Mavs are looking all right.
Yeah.
But any other final thoughts, man? Are you ready to wrap it up so we can go to bed?
I'm ready to wrap it up. We'll try to get back to our regular scheduled program eventually.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy going on. Stars almost blow it again. They're
tied 1-1 now,
the
too.
Series up again.
Yep.
Rangers are still holding on. I mean, with all the damn injuries they're going through with them. But, I mean, we'll get to them. Baseball's a long season.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. These are meaningless. Right, I don't want to say they're meaningless games, but they're meaningless.
No, I mean, obviously not every game matters. I mean, you almost blew another game to the A's when you were up.
What?
12-4.
Yeah, we were up.
And use all these damn pitchers, and Owen White can't even get an out to save his life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's okay. Well, I mean, we'll get back to it. So don't think that we're forgetting about our precious World Series champs Rangers. Obviously not.
No way.
Still keeping up with them. But I mean, we'll get back to our regular schedule program eventually. But we're going to start focusing on some.
We've been busy too, personal lives.
We're going to be doing this for a while because they're going to the finals against the Knicks.
Yeah, they're going to win the whole thing. So
yeah.
But all right, guys.
Celtics.
Well,
last thing.
Heard
Fuck
that.
The Celtics.
Heard that. Go Cavs, baby. I like that.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. This has been another episode of Austin Ollie Sports Podcast. We promise you, we're gonna start getting a little bit better here with this. So we'll see though.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we will see you guys later. Make sure you check us out on all of our social medias, which you will see in the show notes below. But until next time, go Mavs, go Stars, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.